37. War Day 5. Bleeding Crush. I was running in the tunnels followed by Spinner, who was moving with as much speed and elegance as a lizard can on the ceiling of the tunnels. I was running to the one large room with 8 different tunnels. Each tunnels was a dead end except the one leading to the room. Once we entered, I motioned him to wait for me there. Next, I made my way to the closest exit. I had still some bombs hidden in the city and the police station was currently the nearest to the entrance of the tunnel I exited. It was becoming boring to sneak into their base and venting to the person I need. Time for a little explosives. Me. Nezu, I want to burn the police station down. Get all the students from other courses out of the building and its surrounding. The bomb that I placed in there is needed for a distraction. Nezu. On my way to evacuate the students. You have my consent to do that in about 5 minutes. Me. Thanks. Quickly grabbing my phone out of the pocket, I set a timer for the bomb to go off in exactly 5 minutes. All I had to do now was wait. Still, I wanted to see the heroes, so I scaled the building to the rooftop and used the capture weapon to maneuver to the building across police station. I had my very own first seat to this show. Let's see how long the heroes need to get here. I sure hope they are fast. I mean, they already experiences some of my bombs, so they need to be fast and already know how to act accordingly. After 5 minutes the bomb explodes. The flames were consuming the whole building. After another 10 minutes all the remaining students of Class 1A arrived at the scene. Took them long enough. They sure did take their sweet time here. What were they doing? Sleep, running or walking, because that sure wasn't running. After seeing the heroes, I climbed the building down unnoticed as the chaos in front of them clearly needed more attention. Next thing I did was going to the hero groups, still cautions that the civilian robots cover me from their sight. Once I knew where my target was, I took my capture weapon and threw it. It didn't miss my target and it wrapped around Hagakuri's body. Wow, can't believe it was that easy. Now that was all it took to capture the heroes' attentions. However, I didn't mind that as I was already running away from them with a tied-up Hagakuri on my shoulder. As I was running, I at some point tugged at the scarf with a lot of force and she came flying to me. Then I grabbed her and put her on my shoulder. She was naturally trying to get out, but nothing could help her. Jiro, Shiro, Ojiro and Aoyama were running after me to get her back. I was carefully leading them into the tunnel, and once I was close to the room I put her down and loosened the grip of the scarf. In the next moment, I retrieved the scarf back around my neck and looked at her. Weren't expecting that now, were you? I could end you right here and right now, but you are my little lizard bait after all. She was clearly confused, and although I couldn't see, I was sure about this since I couldn't feel any movements coming from her. I turned around and dashed into the room. Now if you are a clever girl, you wouldn't follow a villain in an underground tunnel. The only question is, are you clever to go back to your friends or wait for them, or are you dumb enough and run after me into a trap? And she was dumb enough to follow me into the room, but once she was in the room I was nowhere to be found. The reason for that was that Spinner loosened his grip on the ceiling, only his feet were attached to it. He was holding his hands out. I gladly jumped up, and he pulled me toward him. Once he pulled me to the ceiling, I grabbed my knife in one hand and stabbed the wall with it to support myself. I didn't want to risk him falling down with me. We saw the 4 people enter the room besides Hagakuri and talking to each other. Ojiro. Hagakuri. Are you okay? Aoyama. Mon Ami, what happened to you? Shiro. Where is Midoriya? Jiro. I can't hear him. Did you see where he went? Hagakuri. No, but I saw him run in here. Jiro. Let's split up. Aoyama, Shiro, you are with me. Ojiro, you go with Hagakuri. We will each start at one end and work ourselves from tunnel to tunnel. Alright, let's go. How foolish of her to give her friend the opportunity to bond with her crush. It was no secret that the two had a thing for each other, but this was surely not the best time for it. Once they all left, I jumped down and destroyed 2 teachers' drones that followed us. Spinner jumped down after that. Spinner. I will deal with the invisible one, you go deal with the others. Me. Thank you. We split up and went after the heroes, or so he thought that I would. After I saw him enter the tunnel, I turned around and followed him carefully in the shadows so that he wouldn't find me. The heroes went to the end of the tunnel, followed close by Spinner, which I followed. I watched how Spinner defeated them. Third POV. Spinner didn't hear or see, nor did he felt Izuku follow him. Once the heroes went to the end of the tunnel and turned around, they saw him. Without any warning, the villain ran at them with full speed and lashed out. He fought them with everything he had on him and managed to injure Ojiro. He also broke the bones in Ojiro's tail so that the quirk user couldn't use his quirk. Next, he made sure that the fake hero was still conscious but couldn't move. He broke his legs and also cut him with one of his knives. He hit an arteria and the boy was losing a lot of blood. The villain then proceeded to stab the boy in his stomach. Hagakure was in shock and tried her best to sneak up on the villain, but to her misfortune, the villain could sense the heat around him like a lizard and knew exactly where she was. She tried a sneak attack only to be captured by Spinner and pinned down to the ground. Spinner. I do wonder, is your blood also invisible? With that, he used his knife and stabbed her shoulder. This time the knife was rippled and it was stuck in her shoulder. Unfortunately, Hagakure didn't pay the knife much attention and tried to get it out only for her to scream. However, before she could do that, a grenade was thrown right in beside her and Spinner. The grenade went off and a green smoke enveloped the whole tunnel. Izuku had his gas mask on so that he wouldn't be affected. Izuku POV. After seeing Spinner nearly killing one of them and then injuring Hagakure, I throw the sleeping gas grenade. I didn't want Ojiro to die right here on my watch. I knew that he hit an arteria and that he was bleeding out. I ripped a part of the red scarf Spinner was wearing and stopped the bleeding momentarily. This was only a short-time solution. I needed Aizawa for help. Shit. Please don't die on me. After I stopped the bleeding, I could hear the other three heroes running my way. I took another sleepy grenade and throw it at them the moment I saw them. Once again, they didn't pay enough attention to their surroundings. The moment they saw the green smoke, it was already too late and they fell down. I quickly made my way back to the villain lair, destroying any drone that was recording me. Once I entered, I was happy to see that none were in the room. However, I knew that the room had some cameras and so I stopped in the tunnel leading to the entrance. Me. Aizawa. I need help. Come to me and make it look like you are defending the base. He was quick to get up from his sleeping back, run to me activating his quirk, and capture weapon ready in hand. Once he was out of sight from the cameras, he began asking. Aizawa. Me. No time for explanation, follow me. We both made our way to the sleeping students and the love member. Please be still alive. Me. I will make a blackout, but I can't carry both Ojiro and Spinner. Aizawa. You carry Spinner. Me. Alright. Please follow me close by or else you will get lost down here in the process. And I don't need you with a bleeding out student lost in the tunnels. Aizawa. Stop worrying about others for once, problem child. I just can't help it. How are you so calm? What did you take to stay so calm? I mean, look at him. Look at the situation he is because of me. It is all my fault. I was already on my phone shutting the power generator down. Once it was down, we both made our way to the teacher's observation room, laying the villain and Ojiro down. We both exited the room rather quickly. Aizawa went back to the lair entrance and I went back to the students in the tunnel. I hate it. He is the part one need to injure myself again to not look sus. Why did he need to use this kind of knife? This will be way more painful than a normal knife wound. Why does the universe hate me so much? I mean, come on, this wasn't my idea. I didn't wanted to participate, not be the villain in this stupid game. And the love? God really hates me. I am lucky that the rad God loves me at least. I took out Hagakure's knife and stabbed myself in the stomach, shoulder and one leg. It was painful but necessary. Once I was finished, I returned the knife in Hagakure's shoulder, carefully placing it the same way back to not injure her further and to stop her bleeding. Then I used my knives for the game and stabbed her above her heart. I then laid down and faked the effect of the sleeping gas grenades. Once the power was back on, a new drone was searching the area we all were laying on the ground, and soon after Aizawa ran to my side and picked me up. Aizawa. I will get my problem child. You go get Hagakure, she is out too. Looks like recovery girl send ectoplasm and Aizawa to get us. He then brought me back to the villain lair. But not without a sigh, problem child, you will be the death of me. Why did you feel the need to injure yourself that much? I know you need a cover but. Sigh. He did whisper it into his scarf, but because of him carrying me, I could hear every word. I was pretty sure he thought I didn't hear him, but I did, as I wasn't sleeping. Only faking it and also matching my breathing with one that was sleeping. It helped my bleeding injuries to stop bleeding that much.